If one were to believe Britain's tabloids, Yougov is less a polling agency and more a crystal ball confirming Meghan Markle's Sussex status as the UK's most reviled. These independent surveys are trotted out with the reliability of a metronome, each one magically affirming whatever narrative Fleet Street is peddling that week. But scratch the surface of these so-called independent polls and the illusion shatters. More often than not, they're commissioned or promoted by the very media outlets that breathlessly report on them. Case in point, The Times didn't just cover a December 2022 YouGov poll about Harry and Meghan, it ordered it. Someone at Salt Island, as witty royal watchers dubbed the UK, literally paid YouGov to ask Brits whether Prince Harry should be stripped of his title after the Sussexes' Netflix documentary. Lo and behold, the poll found 44% of Britons wanted Harry demoted and declared the film had backfired on the couple. How convenient. The headlines dutifully blared that public opinion had spoken, when in reality, the question was framed and funded to produce a tabloid-friendly result. It's the oldest trick in propaganda. Commission the conclusion you crave, then launder it through a pollster for a veneer of objectivity.
Welcome. This is Majesty's Sussex Report, and I'm Antonio. Thank you for spending some of your valuable time here with us.
To maintain this veneer, transparency becomes an enemy. Key details like who requested the survey, how questions were phrased, or the demographics of respondents are treated like state secrets. Was the sample weighted toward pensioners who still iron the Union Jack every morning? How exactly were questions worded? We seldom know from the articles. Yougov'S methodology claims to carefully balance age, gender, and region. But even the best polling can be skewed by subtle bias in questions. And the British press has a PhD in that art. In the Telegraph's summary of the poll I mentioned in the intro, respondents weren't just asked neutral questions. They were effectively primed with context about the Sussexes' accusations against the royals and then asked whom they sympathized with. Unsurprisingly, 44% said William and Kate versus a paltry 17% for Harry and Meghan. Quell surprise, give the public a leading question, and you'll get the leading headline you wanted all along. As one royal commentator dryly noted, I guess someone thought a YouGov poll about the Sussexes would be better than polling about how British taxpayers picked up the hefty price tag for King Charles's modest coronation. In other words, when the monarchy faces bad press, commission a distraction. Meghan will do nicely, or Harry. A clear pattern has emerged. Whenever Harry or Meghan speak up or step out, British media magically produces a new poll to knock them down. It's practically Pavlovian. After the couple shared their experience with Oprah in 2021, YouGov obligingly reported Harry's UK approval had flipped negative for the first time. Tabloids declared the nation aghast at the Sussexes' betrayal, waving around YouGov's finding that only 3 in 10 Brits viewed Meghan positively. Never mind that a major generational divide was baked into those numbers. Younger Brits still liked the Sussexes, while older ones seethed. Such nuance was glossed over in favor of dire headlines that the tide had turned against Meghan and Harry. The data became a weapon, its context discarded. The playbook repeated in 2022 to 2023. Meghan and Harry release a Netflix series. Right on cue comes a poll proving it backfired with the public. Harry publishes Spare, cue another survey showing his favorability plunging to record lows. One YouGov poll in early 2023, conveniently timed around Harry's memoir launch, put his UK positive rating in the 20s with a net -30 score. By January's end, a Bloomberg report, drawing from YouGov data, showed Harry at an all-time low net, -38, and Meghan an even worse -42. The Daily Mail and Friends feasted on those figures like hyenas on a carcass, trumpeting that the Sussexes were finished in the court of public opinion. It is pathological, right out sick, that the British media are so open and gleeful in their celebration. In the possibility that two people might fail, the hate is real. Meanwhile, polls that reflected less sensational realities got buried. When a YouGov America Snap poll found Americans sympathized with Harry and Meghan far more than with the royal family, 47% versus 23% after the Oprah special. It barely made a ripple in UK coverage. Balanced looks at the data don't sell papers or generate clicks. Doom and gloom about the Sussexes does. Perhaps the most farcical example came when Yougov's regular royal popularity tracker ranked Meghan only the 17th most popular royal in Britain, just behind octogenarian Princess Alexandra, whom half the public couldn't pick out of a lineup. The Daily Express gleefully seized on this, with secondary outlets noting that even an obscure 87-year-old cousin of the Queen was more popular than Meghan. You could practically hear the cackling in certain newsrooms. Of course, the same poll showed Prince Andrew dead last, far less popular than Meghan, but that inconvenient comparison was downplayed or ignored. Think about that. A woman who committed the sin of leaving the UK and speaking about racism gets lambasted as a failure, while a man accused of sexual misconduct elicits a collective media shrug. Polls are only paraded when they serve the narrative. Have you ever stopped to ask who paid for the poll you just saw reported in the headlines? Because sometimes the answer tells you more than the numbers ever could. Do you believe public opinion is truly being measured, or is it being manufactured? Why do you think polls about Meghan and Harry always seem to drop right after they speak up or succeed? Coincidence or calculated distraction? You better get that answer correct, or your Majesty Sussex report privileges will be revoked. I'm not sure what those privileges are, if any, but you will be placed on timeout. Always read polling headlines with your eyes wide open. Ask, who commissioned it? How were the questions asked? Who responded? Polls can inform, but in the wrong hands, they're propaganda with a pie chart.
On behalf of Majesty's Sussex Royal Court, we would like to say thank you to our benefactor, Matilda Adesulahe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your contribution keeps the candles burning.
No discussion of this poll-driven pylon is complete without Jack Royston, Newsweek's chief royal correspondent and perhaps the unofficial laureate of selective polling reportage. Royston has made an art of using YouGov data to churn out Sussex-bashing copy under the guise of just reporting the numbers. It's a nifty hustle. Cite a poll, add a sensational headline, rinse, repeat. In June, Royston breathlessly told readers Meghan's UK fan base had shriveled to its smallest ever size, a mere 20% favorability, and dubbed it an all-time low. His article came complete with a side-by-side comparison to Princess Kate and Prince William's sky-high approval. Naturally, Royston didn't pause to question why a non-working royal in California was being polled by Brits in the first place. That would spoil the fun. Or the consistent negative and abusive daily coverage on UK media. Instead, he even tweeted out the story with a glossy photo of Meghan beaming at a Beyoncé concert, a jarring contrast to the rejection narrative he was selling. The irony of using an image of Meghan radiantly happy, one taken the same week to quell tabloid divorce rumors, alongside a doom and gloom caption about her smallest ever fan base, was rich. As one commentator noted, this pairing wasn't just ironic, it was calculated. The goal? Juxtapose Meghan's personal joy with a narrative of public rejection and watch the clicks roll in. Royston's output reads like a tale of two duchesses. When he covers Meghan or Harry, it's all about plummeting popularity, dwindling support, and poll nightmares. He has fixated on Meghan's ranking in polls, 17th place, oh the horror, her net negativity, and every dip and uptick in her charts. Yet in Royston's pieces about Prince William or Kate Middleton, the tone practically genuflects. Did Kate repeat a curtsy, especially elegantly? Newsweek ran a Royston piece raving that her impeccable curtsies had gone viral, fans applauding her poise as on another level. Did a 20-year-old clip of college-aged Kate on a runway resurface? That became Princess Kate's catwalk dress that ignited her romance with William, accompanied by cooing commentary about how so beautiful she looked. William and Kate are seldom, if ever, subjected to the kind of statistical autopsy Royston applies to the Sussexes. Negative data points about the Waleses are glossed over or spun into positives. One suspects if a poll found William's popularity slipping among young Britons, Royston's headline would read, Gen Z Royal Rebels, William keeps it real as youth tune out. In fact, when a recent YouGov youth poll showed Meghan closing the gap with William among UK Gen Z, Royston did cover it, albeit framing it as William's challenge rather than Meghan's appeal. The double standard is crystal clear. Meghan and Harry are tabloid villains to be cut down to size with data-driven takedowns. William and Kate are the untouchable golden couple, their puff pieces punctuated by emoji-worthy praise. Royston is hardly alone. He's part of a wider media chorus that reliably sings from the same hymnal. When a fresh poll drops, the Royal Rota reacts in unison. Within hours of YouGov releasing Meghan's latest numbers this spring, a conga line of royal reporters tweeted remarkably similar takes. ITV's Chris Shipp touted William's towering 75% approval versus Meghan's meager showing, tacking her on just above Prince Andrew. These people behave like kindergarten children, and that's insulting kindergartners. The coordinated spin suggests these polls aren't neutral news, but rather ammo distributed to sympathetic outlets to maintain a narrative. As Peter Hunt, a former BBC royal correspondent, once revealed, palace aides deftly shape coverage behind the scenes, especially when the monarchy's image needs shoring up. When unfavorable stories loom, suddenly it's, quick, look over here, Meghan's polling worse than ever.
Once again, thank you for being here. Every time you watch, comment, or share, it means more than you know. I pour my heart into this work because I believe in it. And clearly, if you're here, something brought you too, and it's not my pretty face. If you haven't subscribed yet, this is your moment. Click that button. It's free, and it makes a real difference. And hit the notification bell so you will be one of the first people to be notified when something new and meaningful goes up. If you feel moved by what we're building, consider going a step further. There's a Buy Me a Coffee link and a membership option if you'd like to help us keep this going strong. It's like lighting a little candle for something you believe in. And whether you're here quietly or loud and proud, leave a comment if you can. It helps the message travel. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. Thank you.
At its heart, this spectacle is a cynical form of media malpractice. Polling, a tool meant to inform, has been twisted into a cudgel for character assassination. The British press take an ounce of data and add a pound of spin, manufacturing splashy stories that often say more about press bias than public opinion. Surveys presented as independent barometers of public sentiment are, in reality, often the product of agenda-driven commissioning and selective reporting. It's akin to a chef ordering ingredients to fit a pre-written recipe. Yet by couching these hit pieces in the respectability of statistics, the media give their vendetta a scientific patina. Look, they insist it's not us slagging off Harry and Meghan, it's the will of the people. This charade falls apart under scrutiny. Independent analysis shows Meghan hasn't actually lost American support to the degree tabloids claim, quite the opposite in some demographics. And even in Britain, her unpopularity is wildly inflated by older respondents, while younger voices are ignored. But nuanced truth was never the goal, character assassination was. In the end, these polls tell us less about the royals and more about the media's own insecurities. A YouGov favorability survey is cheap to commission. What it buys is a momentary distraction from stories the tabloids would rather not delve into. Why highlight Prince William's major health crisis or Kate's months-long vanishing act from duties when you can splash Meghan at rock bottom across the front page? Indeed, as one sharp op-ed noted, while reporters obsessed over Meghan's 20% rating, they conveniently ignored questions about Kate releasing fluffy nature videos after a long absence from work. It's all a grand misdirection. The press pretends to mirror public opinion, but in truth, they're manufacturing it, one commissioned poll at a time. A Canadian journalist once quipped that, in journalism, light is meant to be shed, not manufactured. Here we have an entire industry busily manufacturing flickers of public opinion to cast certain figures in shadow. It's an insult to the public's intelligence and a betrayal of journalism's purpose. The next time you see a screaming headline about Meghan's Sussex latest polling nadir, remember who's holding the paintbrush. The British media love to present themselves as mere messengers of public sentiment, but more often they're the authors of a very skewed first draft. And they'll keep commissioning that first draft as long as it serves the crown, or at least the bottom line. In this royal court of mirrors, YouGov polls are the funhouse reflections, distorted, stretched, and manipulated, all to convince us we're seeing something we're not. The only thing truly plummeting here is the credibility of those peddling this poll-driven farce. In the final analysis, Meghan and Harry don't have a poll problem, they have a press problem, and the press, it seems, has a truth problem. The solution will require more than a margin of error adjustment. It demands a media reckoning with where journalism ends and spiteful entertainment begins. Until then, take those bombshell surveys with a pillar of salt. The real story isn't in the numbers at all, it's in who's spinning them. In an age where headlines are shaped by who pays for the poll and narratives are crafted to serve power, media literacy is no longer optional, it's survival. Don't just consume headlines, interrogate them. Ask who commissioned the poll, who benefits from the story, and what's being left out. Balance your media diet. Pair mainstream outlets with independent journalism like ProPublica, The Guardian, NPR, or Channel 4 dispatches. Use tools like media bias, fact check, or allsides.com to see how stories are framed across political lines. When on social media, trust your instincts. If something sounds outrageous, fact check it through Snopes, Reuters Fact Check, or AP News. And most importantly, read beyond the headline. A democracy only thrives when its citizens are informed, not inflamed. So stay curious, stay critical, and never confuse noise for truth. And when it comes to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, we can still read what's out there and be informed, but until the Sussexes confirm it, it will remain speculation.
Well, let's take a moment to stand still and acknowledge what is real, what is good, what is quietly revolutionary. In a world where clickbait headlines often outweigh compassion, the Sussex squaddies, all of you, all of us, this organic, leaderless global community of individuals inspired by the work of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan, has done something extraordinary. We didn't wait for permission. We didn't need a celebrity endorsement. We simply acted. Over the course of 31 separate campaigns across 6 years and multiple continents, this community has raised more than 1.2 million US dollars entirely for charity, not for status, not for some selfies or anything. No, for impact and with purpose. We've planted trees in over 40 countries to honor Prince Archie's first birthday. We've founded clean water projects in Nigeria, helped girls in India return to school, and sent books and meals to children across the US and the global South. We've stood behind veterans, helped build playgrounds, supported women initiatives, and responded to emergencies with speed and empathy. And in 2020, during the darkest days of that global pandemic, we helped raise and matched a 130,000 US dollar contribution to CampFed, supporting African girls' education in partnership with the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Look, we are not a corporation. We're not billionaires, unless some of us are. Please do tell me. They, we, we are everyday people who believe in something more than us, who believe that this world could be a better place, who believe that lifting each other up is better than dragging each other down, that honoring each other, loving each other is of more value. We we don't do this for performance. It's not transactional. It is a reflection of our values. It is a response to the example of Harry and Meghan, the example that they have set to show up, do good, keep moving forward, and continue to show up and to do good no matter what. This isn't just about the money, the dollars, and the data. This is about dignity. It's about reclaiming the narrative, reclaiming it, not with rage, but with receipts. not with noise, but with numbers, not with press briefings, but we built playgrounds, give meals, books, hope. To those who ask, well, what do you folks do? What did the Sussex squad do? What have you done? Well, here is the answer. We have done more than most governments have done for their own people. We have definitely done more than media outlets have done. The only thing so many of them have done is to profit off of hate, off of the back of the Duchess of Sussex and Prince Harry. And definitely done more than royal institutions. And we've done it with joy. We've done it with happiness, unity, and with unshakable belief in the power of service, in the power of taking care of each other, in caring, in kindness. So the next time someone dismisses our support for the Duke and the Duchess, talk to them about this report. That a bunch of strangers from around the world, we can get together and create change and impact. This is reality. This is what philanthropy is like. This is what it is. And we don't need a press release because it's an act of love, it's an act of care, and it's an act that we desire that the world be a better place. Not just for us, but for those that are now being born. This is an act of love. Oh, if I continue, I'm going to get emotional, so I'm going to stop. I'm so proud of all of you. I'm so proud of all of us. I'm so proud of being part of this community. So very proud. Well, I think I'm going to stop it here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. For any of you who have joined in the last couple of days, new joiners, newbies, thank you for taking a chance on this little channel, this little choo-choo channel, choo-choo train that is going somewhere. And with your support, we'll continue to go wherever this journey leads us. And to my delicious, beautiful vintage wine who've been here from the beginning and always, you are everything. Members, subscribers, thank you so very much for your likes, for sharing, for the comments. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everything matters for this channel to continue to go forward. YouTube is changing things. I don't know what exactly they're doing, but they're doing what they're doing. And we will continue to do what we do and move forward with grace and with dignity. So thank you once again. I hope you all know how much I love you, how much I care for you, and how much it means to me that you show up and you do good. I really have to stop because I can feel that my, okay. Love you all. Take care. Bye for now. Mwah.
One light, one voice, one dream in the dark. It only takes a spark. We rise for the voiceless. We stand for the truth. We fight for tomorrow. We believe in the youth. no crown, just hands reaching out. The power of kindness is what this world's about. When the world says no, we still believe. Hope isn't quiet, it's what we breathe. Show up, do good. Every soul, every hand. We are builders of a brighter land. One heart, one light. The fire is understood. We change the world because we could. We showed up. We did good. We give without cameras. We serve without fame. The joy is the justice, not fortune, not name. They mock, they twist, they try to divide, but love's revolution can't be denied. We don't need a stage to make things right. We rise like dawn, we shine like light. Show up, do good. Every soul, every stand. We are writing peace with our own hand. One voice, one spark. A ripple becomes a flood. A movement born in hope and love. We showed up. We did good. Families, youth, justice, joy, together we rise. Change begins when we begin right where we are with all that we are. Show up, do good. Let the world hear our song. It's the sound of right defying wrong. One hope, one voice. The flame lives where we stood. In every act of youth and good, we showed up. We did good. We showed up. We did good.
And the world changed because one light